We're heading up to the larger cave. There's a lot of broken off stones in here. I'm actually slightly wedged in here. Well, just give me your hand there and I'll see if I can. So I just left the cabin. I'm driving a few kilometers up the road to my sister and brother-in-law's house. I'm meeting my brother-in-law so that we can explore two large and mysterious caves that he's told me about, that he's spotted in the forest of their property. Caves in the naturally occurring limestone bluff cliff area that they've known about for a while at their place. So we don't know what we're going to find there. Might just be some dry leaves in the caves and not much else, or there might be some hibernating bears or anything in between. So I wanted to make this video, bring you guys along for the adventure, see what we find. First, we're going to hike into the bush and try to find a safe path down the limestone cliff that's in there where the caves are. We're going to try to find the caves because we have a general idea where they are, but we don't know exactly. And if and when we find them, we're going to explore them and take you along. So I've got my hunting knife strapped onto my belt here, and I've got my spare hunting knife here for my brother-in-law, Paul, just in case we need to defend ourselves against something or someone. Never hurts to be prepared. I'm going to pick Paul up from his house and we're going to drive around to the other end of their property where their studio building is, and it's the woods behind the studio building where the caves are. Just about at his house now. And here we are, Catherine and Paul's house. Let the adventure begin. And here's Paul, already ready to go. Morning, Paul.
Good morning.
This one's for you.
Oh, thank you.
So, you ready to do this?
I am.
Excellent.
Ready to go exploring.
So, you know where these are, right? You have a rough idea where the caves are?
Yes.
There's a big one and a little one, right?
Yeah.
So, do you want to go to the big one first or the little one? Or just whichever one we find, maybe?
Well, we'll do the big one first because that's closer to the studio.
Okay, let's do it. So we've just arrived at Catherine and Paul's studio property, which is, like I said, where the caves are. And so we're gonna just park here and hike into the bush, and Paul knows more or less where they are. So we're gonna try to find the bigger of the two that he spotted first. So you've spotted these, but you've never like gone close or gone into them, right?
Yeah, I went close to the smaller one, so we know for sure that's one. The larger one, I kind of was a bit farther away, so.
Yeah, well, hopefully we don't find any less than friendly occupants.
Yes.
All right, let's go. So we're gonna hike in through here, you figure?
Yeah.
Sounds good. You got your knife and headlamp?
Yeah.
Yep, and I've got mine. You can already see that drop off, eh?
Yep.
So you can see here as we hike into the bush how steep and rocky this natural bluff area is. It's more or less a cliff in the middle of the forest, but Paul knows the shallowest way down, eh, Paul?
Yeah.
But you can see how far of a drop that is from here, at least. Tree fell over the path. Pretty thick woods here, which just makes the whole thing seem more like a Lord of the Rings adventure. This is the remains of an old split rail fence, eh?
Yeah.
From the original pioneers, probably. And I don't know if you can see how steep this is on the video, but it is quite steep. I'll try to grab onto trees as I go down here to avoid a quick drop and a sudden stop. This really looks like something out of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and you can see some, looks like deer prints or something.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Slippery. There we go.
You can see how there's a bit of a cave here. This is not the one I found, but.
Oh, yeah, there's already caves sort of forming. Yeah, you're right. That looks pretty deep, actually. And you can see how steep this bluff is that we just climbed down now that we're partway down it. You want to take a look in that one since we're here?
Yeah, sure. Oh, wow. That's pretty interesting.
It is, yeah. Surprisingly deep, and there's a lot of rabbit scat down here too. I think some rabbits have been nesting in here. It goes back pretty far. I'd say at least 12 feet or so. We probably wouldn't fit in there too well though. It's pretty shallow. Take a look over at this end maybe. And you can see rabbit tracks. Rabbits have been going in and out of here, probably just looking for a dry place to spend the winter. Yeah, that's cool. You can see how far back it goes. Huh. Really super thick moss on all these stones here. Gives the whole place like a mystical vibe. So we're gonna go further down and around to try to find the bigger cave that we actually came here to see. You can see over there, there's just some massive moss-covered bluffs. Don't know if the sheer size of them is coming through in the video, but they're huge.
Looks like an old trail here of some kind.
Oh yeah, you're right.
All the way.
Do you think it's man-made or just deer? It looks like it could have been man-made.
Yeah, it looks like it was cleared at one point. Yeah, it looks like an old burned out logs.
Oh yeah, one of the cedar stumps from the fire that burned all the Manitoulin something like 120, 130 years ago. You still see these on the island occasionally. The cedar is the only stump that has lasted from that because it's naturally rot resistant.
Now, I've never gone that way, so that's always something we could explore at another time.
Okay.
But I went this way. This kind of eventually leads out to one of the fields.
Quite wet here because we've had some melting of a lot of the snow.
Yeah, I think I see a cave entrance right over here.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, right there. See that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that dark patch.
That's what I saw. And I only walked on this trail, so I didn't go too close.
Well, yeah, you can see it's in the context of this massive bluff. Let's go take a look.
Okay.
We're heading up to the larger cave. Oh yeah, you can see the back of it. It might run laterally quite a ways though. It's quite spacious, eh?
It is. Yeah, when I first saw it, I couldn't tell how deep it was.
So here we are. We found the first cave, and it's quite massive actually. Let's just climb up it. You can see there's more rabbit scat here, and quite a bit of rabbit scat in there. So I think the only critters in here have been rabbits. No bears or anything, at least not so far. But you can see, like, I'm 6 feet tall and I'm able to climb in here with relative ease. Right to the back. This would be a nice thing to find if you were like lost in these woods during a snowstorm or something.
Yeah.
Just hang out in here.
Yeah.
It's got a musty cave-like smell.
Oh yeah, it does have a interesting smell about it.
It's like how you'd imagine the Nutty Putty Cave would have smelled. Hopefully we don't end up like that guy.
Does that keep going over there? Cave end. Yeah.
It goes a little ways.
Yeah,
I would try crawling in there, but the whole floor is covered in rabbit poop.
Yeah, I could see why the rabbits would like this nice cozy area, and there's probably some more little nooks and crannies over there that they could get in. There seems to be a tiny crack that keeps going way up there. Probably just enough space for a rabbit.
Yeah, they probably use this to escape from predators, really, because a coyote or something could follow them in here, but not in there.
Yeah, exactly. There's like a little opening at the end there. Looks like a rabbit could just fit in, and it continues on.
When you think about it, it's pretty crazy that, like, you guys moved from Windsor, a large city here in Canada, and you moved here back to the country, and now this cave and everything around it is your property.
Yeah,
It's quite a change, really.
Yeah, it's very unique property too, because it's very, there's some parts where it's like cleared field, some part where it's dense forest, parts like this is like caves.
Yeah. This side in here goes actually quite deep as well.
Oh yeah. Looks like another spot where rabbits might hide out.
You want to keep going?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Get myself out of here. I'm not really a claustrophobic person, but a few minutes in there and you do start to feel like you need to get out.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Lead the way.
Okay.
I just had a little slip. These, the combination of the steep terrain and the wet snow from the early spring melt we're having, you got to be careful. You can see like this massive boulder here, like the whole bluff is in kind of a state of slow collapse, really.
Yeah.
Which actually makes me think twice about maybe I shouldn't have gone in that cave, but I don't think it's going to collapse today, so.
Yeah.
Very picturesque. You could film a Lord of the Rings scene in here. Get off the road, quick! What's weird about this stone is that it's like almost perfectly geometrical.
Yeah, and there's this crack right here.
Yeah, it's like a plate split off of it or something.
Very interesting.
And this moss, super thick. It's like a Persian rug.
Another one of those stumps over there, you can see.
Oh yeah, another one of the cedar stumps, yeah. With the burn marks. So we're gonna try to climb up here and explore these fairly sheer cliff faces of this bluff. With me walking ahead here, you should be able to see with the perspective of my height how massive these rocks are. Oh, there's a little cave up here. Looks pretty deep too.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
Look how huge this area of rock is. You don't see rock formations like this very often on the island where we live. Manitoulin is mostly dolomite, limestone, but outcroppings of it like this that are so three-dimensional and sticking above the ground, very rare. And look how this cedar tree grew to try to support itself on the rock. Like, look at that huge root ball. Wow. Pretty interesting formation of wood there.
You just shine the light over here.
Yeah, let's see what's in this little mini cave here.
Oh wow.
Looks pretty deep,
Trying
eh?
to hold that.
Yeah. Yeah, see what you can see in there. We're down in this sort of ravine thing formed by the rock.
Wow.
Can you see the back?
Yeah, I think it's like tunnels for small animals or something.
Oh, okay.
Or
Climb up.
rabbit poo, I think.
Oh, it goes down, eh?
Yeah, it goes down and back. Do you see that?
Wow, look at that. That's really deep, actually.
I could actually fit down there, but that's kind of scary.
Yeah, it does. Even looking at it gives a bit of a claustrophobic feeling, eh?
Oh yeah.
Although, in the spirit of adventure, I feel I must, for a moment.
Okay, well yeah, you could fit right here.
Yeah, just in the beginning part.
It gets quite narrow quite fast.
Yeah, I don't want to end up wedged in a cave like the Nutty Putty cave guy, but I made a promise to myself that every cave... Oh! I almost fell again. Every cave that we find today that's physically large enough for me to fit in, I would go in, if only for a minute. Okay. Oh, I'm not sure I'm actually going to fit. Oh, I think I found the bottom. Better not go in any further. I'm going to get stuck. But look, it's up to my waist. Like, it goes down that far.
Yeah, that's yeah, the small animals must love it here.
Yeah, for sure.
They have their own way of getting around, and yeah, probably getting away from the larger animals.
I better get out. I'm already getting claustrophobic. There we go. Wish I could shrink myself down and crawl right to the back there. I don't want to climb up that, but you know.
Yeah, that moss is probably really slippery.
Yeah, chances are, yeah. Let's see if I can get a handhold at least. A little ways up. There's nowhere really to put my foot. It's like another world up here now.
Yeah, it is.
This whole area, I mean. Shall we continue?
Yes.
This is the tricky part, coming down. Cave number 2 explored.
Yes, I never noticed that one before. That was very cool. This is where it kind of comes down. We're getting closer to the field over here. Yeah, one time it'd be cool to just kind of try to get to the house, just go straight through it all, and see where it takes you. Well, here's a field here. So the other cave, the first cave that we saw is down this way.
Oh, okay. Should we go take a look at it?
Yes.
All right. We're nearer to the cleared part of the property now, and just came across this old iron stake and some old barbed wire in the ground here, which could be from a field from a long time ago. You can see the field through the trees, eh? Here it is. Cleared land.
This is the secret field because it's kind of enclosed by forest all around. It's kind of in the middle of the property.
So there's no like road access or anything. Cool.
You have to kind of go through. There's an adjacent field you can access. There's the other bluff there, you can see. So
oh
on the
yeah.
other side of that is that
Yep.
other field, and then the house is up there. So the other cave is actually just over here, straight across in that little forested area.
Oh, okay.
There's another. That's the one we saw. It was a bit smaller than the one back there, but
Yeah, we should take a look for sure.
yeah.
You know what's weird is that even though we're nowhere near your house, and like you said, this field is like cut off from the road and everything, it's weird how much I still feel like we're already back in civilization just because it's cleared land as opposed to bush.
Oh, exactly, yeah.
So you said it's either this way or that way over there? Okay. Let's see another bluff ahead there. So, well, the bush is pretty thick here. Okay. Lots of brush and saplings and things. Oh, there's actually a little creek over there, eh? I didn't know there was a creek on the property.
In the summertime, it's not water, but yeah,
In spring.
Snow melt.
Yeah.
Look at this one.
Oh, you found, that's the cave?
I think this is it, yeah.
Oh, let's take a look. Wow, look at that. That's the deepest one yet.
That's nutty buddy-esque.
I can't even see the back.
It keeps going. I think it goes around.
You know what I have to do.
You gonna try to go in there?
I will. The key is to just not go too far, like the nutty putty guy.
Like some kind of camera so you could like maneuver in there. Kind of robot or something. Looks like a drone, but I don't know how you. It's probably too hard for a drone.
You just hold that for a second. I'll just put this on. All right. Thank you. Now, might be able to see more if I change it to wide angle. I mean, we have cell service if you need to phone for help.
Yes.
Hopefully you won't have to, though.
Yeah.
Here I go. Maybe you could actually get a bit of footage on your phone as like a secondary view if you want. Yeah. Okay. Definitely gonna have to crawl because it's very low and rocky. lot of broken off stones in here. But now from inside you can see just how far back that goes. I'd say close to 20 feet from where I am now at the beginning of the cave. You know, I can't tell for sure. I can see a wall, but it might go around a corner. See if I can see the ceiling. Yeah, it's definitely a cave, not a crack, because there is a ceiling. Now there's a little offshoot here on the side. Yeah, it's just a little ways ahead of where I am. Can't see how far in it goes, but it looks like it's, you know, raccoon sized or something. Looks like there's actually other little offshoots on the other side too, like a network of branches coming off the sides.
It's like a little fortress for creatures.
There's a few rabbit poops in here, but not near as many as before. Well, actually, there's a few more up ahead. I think they're using this one as well. You know what's interesting is it's dripping a lot here, like there's drips of water on the ceiling, but further in it looks perfectly dry.
Yeah, so it's a fully surrounded cave.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I'll be able to get in much further here because these rocks, this rubble on the cave floor. Let's see if I can turn around. Oh, how's it going? This is an interesting point of view. Now that I'm in this position, I'm actually slightly wedged in here. My shoulders are a little bit wedged because there's a rock behind me. You want to just give me your hand there and I'll see if I can. Okay, there, I got it. Oh, that was actually a little bit scary. There's a there's a loose boulder, but quite huge behind me. And when I lay back, I didn't notice, like my shoulders fit perfectly between that boulder and the wall. And I got slightly wedged for a second. I was just trying not to panic. Okay, just gotta crawl out of here now. Just pull myself out. You mind taking the phone for me? Thanks. Well, that was an experience.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool cave. Hey, look, there's even a more crack right there. Never noticed that one.
Oh, yeah. Well, that one's extremely deep. Wow, look at that. Can't even see the back of that one. That's crazy. I wish I could fit in that one.
That is perfect for Herman.
It looks like it's been frequented by some sort of small critter because the bottom looks like rubbed, like it's been rubbed a lot.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's really cool. Let's just go over here for a second, see if there's any more holes. Very tiny.
It's like a little sinkhole.
So speaking of sinkhole, there is a big one over there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, did you ever see that one?
Oh, I heard about it, but I never actually saw it. There's a big sinkhole in the middle of your field, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like a big hole. Yeah, I think we can go check it out if you want.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Another stump.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Like just for size around here. And this is obviously a rotted down, shrunken down version of what the tree would have looked like, but I still can't get my arms around it.
Yeah.
Would have been a really nice cedar tree 120, 130 years ago. And you can still see the char marks from that fire all those years ago.
Yeah, wow. That's fascinating. It's still around.
So I'm kind of freaking out over the fact that I almost got stuck in the cave, and if my brother-in-law and friend Paul hadn't been here, I don't really want to think about that. But I was just saying to Paul, it's kind of surprising how caves can surprise you. like they're inanimate piles of rocks that have formed into openings. So it's not like they're malicious or moving to attack you. I guess unless a cave collapses on you or something. But if you go in with a bit of arrogance, they can surprise you. And I almost learned that the hard way today, I guess. So up here, you said, is that sinkhole in the middle of the field?
Yeah, as we get up here more into this bigger field, there'll be a spot right in the middle where you can see a bunch of trees, and there's a big hole in the ground. Checked it a couple
we're getting
times.
closer to civilization, and yet not too close yet. You can see how, as Paul's leading us closer to this sinkhole, it's in a naturally lower area. The land is sloping towards this point, which makes sense because everything's flowing down this sinkhole. So this is it, eh?
Yeah, right down here.
Well, that's steeper than I expected.
Yeah, I think it goes down there pretty far.
You can hear all the water from the snow melting running down underground.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Oh, you all right?
Yeah.
Pretty slippery mud there. It almost looks like a cave down there, eh?
Yeah, I mean, it could be.
And probably just deep underground. The same place that our drilled wells collect water from, probably. I've heard some geologists say that there's like places on the island where there's massive underground lakes, like the lake in The Hobbit where Gollum was paddling around.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well,
He could be down there right now, you know.
it could be.
I kind of want to go down there and take a closer look, but it's so steep. One would think I've already learned my lesson of taking unnecessary risks today.
Oh, it could be like where when Gandalf fell there, just kept going down deeper and deeper.
That was such an awesome scene. I'm gonna go wide angle here to try to give you guys some context. There's a fallen tree kind of forming a natural bridge here over the sinkhole. And from down here you can see, like Paul's up higher on the ridge, you can see there is a considerable drop even to get down to where I am right now. And it's that drop that the water from the runoff is following here. Well, collecting deep underground somewhere. Oh yeah, this is quite a sheer drop in here, and the water's really gushing down there somewhere. You can really hear it. The trick is to not lose my footing and fall down in that, break my leg or something. And there's the part that most resembles a cave, I'd say. I'm gonna try to see if I can see down in there. Oh yeah, there's water just gushing. I can see it.
It's not pooling though, right?
It's flowing away somewhere deep underground. Really cool. I dare not go further because the sides of this sinkhole are really slick and sheer and muddy, so I'd like to live.
It looks like this tree branch is kind of growing
Oh yeah.
through the other tree.
Yeah, look at that.
Unless this tree behind kind of grew around it.
Yeah, probably a bit of both. And really they're pretty much one tree at the bottom at least.
One tree at the bottom.
And they separated and then they rejoined up here. Bit of a creek. It is pretty deep. Wow. Does this flow at all in the summer or not so much?
No, actually when we first got here in the summer, there was no water at all.
Huh. Well, it's got to be all this early spring runoff, I suppose. Hey, you made it. Nice job. Well, I guess I didn't need to bother putting a new edge on this, but always ready for next time, I suppose. So is yours, actually.
Finland. Is that name?
It's I think it's the brand. Definitely good when you have to defend yourself or clean a kill or something like that, to have these guys around. Yeah. Here we are again, back at the first and largest cave. Once again, just captivated by the beauty of these bluffs and the steepness of them. Now that we're here, back at the original cave, I realized I wouldn't consider the adventure complete unless I tried to crawl into this smaller part, which is probably the most mysterious part of the cave, quite honestly. So I think I'll probably go in backwards, because then I'll have a better chance of getting out again.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely tight and rocky. At least now that I'm in here, it's dry for the most part.
Can you see that tunnel keeps going over there?
It does. It gets really skinny, but it does keep going, yeah, in the back corner.
Yeah. Wow.
No, now that I'm in here, I can't help but think of the possibility that today's the day that the slowly collapsing bluff comes down. Well, if it happens, edit on Lily, I love you. Paul, edit and post this video for me.
Okay, I will.
Well, here we are, just breaking through the tree line back to the parking area, my truck, and civilization. We made it. Neither of us got trapped in a cave or eaten by a bear.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. We saw a lot of cool things. A lot of interesting natural formations on the property.
And I'm sure, I mean, this is a big enough property. There's still more to explore.
Oh yeah, we haven't even scratched the surface. We've only tons of bush over there.
And we'll have to do a part 2 sometime.
Yeah.
If you want to see more about our rural lifestyle here in the woods of Northern Ontario, Canada, click the video on screen to see how we tackled the challenge of a Swedish log cookout recently. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Cabin in the Woods. Thanks for watching.